Hello again, Smellyfoot Farms, July 13th, 2023. I wanted to do a garden walkthrough. As by now you know that we had a tree come down and smash the shed, and it took several peppers out. Hello, General. Hey, buddy. So one scorpion is gone, one is snapped, so hopefully it does something. One reaper is snapped, hopefully it does something. We do have a reaper there. They're usually late bloomers, that's okay. I have to remember that I have garlic planted along the edges where the shed was. It did not take out all the asparagus. I need to weed here though. Here's one that was taken out. Several of them had branches that were snapped, but still some flowers. So I need to go in here and tie them up. You see cable ties on some of them, and it's because that's all I had at the moment. We got some jalapenos on there, which is great because that's a big seller, and that's what I use the most of. You see this jalapeno, hey, it didn't do so hot. I was trying to see if it would grow something. It still has a little bit of promise up here, so I'm not gonna give up on it yet. Again, snapped. So I just hope the secondary branch offs do something. That one is gone. Gone. I was hoping maybe something would come out, because you know sometimes they do, like that one. Just hoping for something. This one had a pepper on it, so I'm hoping it'll just, this is a peperoncini. Hopefully it will, at least we'll have one. Some more jalapenos. This guy is super stunted, isn't it? I can't tell if it's jalapenos or chilies. Super stunted, so that one's not going to do anything. So there's some more peperoncinis. I planted a couple extra chili, or not chili, cayennes. So I'm hoping. I usually do some heavy pruning, and I haven't been back here in a minute to do that. So maybe it's a good thing that I didn't. So I'm just gonna take a look and see if we've got anything. I got a little guy in there. We've got some bananas. I've got to come back here and water this first row because it doesn't have the hose. Didn't have enough of them. They're looking good. Look at those. Snap some of those off and use them, just in case something else comes through and tries to take out everything we've worked hard to do. Well, these are, trying to think of, we put them in here in alphabetical order, so I was trying to think of what they were, but chances are they ended up not in alphabetical order. But that one's a cayenne and that one's a chili. I know that for sure. We've got cubanelles and bananas. And then this one of my favorites. Look at that. I'm glad it didn't take out all of those. Hopefully there's more. I think that one in the front is a bell. I think that one is a bell. Yeah, they kind of got planted screwy. They were supposed to be in alphabetical order, but that's also a banana pepper. It could have been my labeling, so, you know, glad I didn't walk through that. Definitely chilies. So the cold weather garden is nearly done. We'll be killing and tilling and getting ready for fall planting. I know it's just summer, but you gotta plan ahead. Got our cabbage. Some of them were very stunted. They probably won't grow, but that one's ready to come out. This is where the broccoli was. We had a large storm come through and knock all those down, so I got mad and I pulled them suckers up and fed them to the rabbits. Also knocked that tree over. That's why it's held onto a stake. Luckily we were able to put it back. Need to give that guy some water. Pests have been eating up everything. So hopefully we'll still get something in there. I hesitate to move everything out of the way. Oh, yeah, there's something in there. Hopefully it's not going to be all eaten by pests. I'm not sure if you can see that or not. I've not grown cauliflower before. So they're starting, and now I smell like cauliflower. Suppose it could be worse. I pulled the onions the other day, so that was a great smell. I'm trying to be careful. Don't want to disturb it too much. All right, well, we'll hope it's not too pest-ridden and we can at least eat some of it. Blackberry plant is doing good. This is a stem he pulled from the blackberries. One of them didn't do nothing. Two of them didn't do nothing, but look at that, it's doing pretty good. I need to come and harvest some basil. That's lavender. I don't know what kind of lavender it is. It looks really funny, but this is my only successful attempt at lavender. And I'm just trying to get that weed out of there. I did some transplanting of strawberries and I wasn't sure if they were going to live, but it looks like, I don't know if you can see that, might be in luck. So I'm just going to come and trim the, oh, that does smell like lavender. Score. I'm going to trim the bad stuff off. That's oregano. Here's another transplant. And it's got some new growth. So, and technically you shouldn't transplant like that. Not this time of year. But I did. Look at how eaten this is. That's so bad. Hopefully there's something in there we'll be able to eat. If not, the rabbits will be able to make use of the leaves. They love the leaves. So, let's see. I got a gal that wants some strawberry plants. Her starts didn't do so well. So I think I may be able to split these for her. So Katie, if you're watching, I have some that I can split. I'll split them with you. Here's another one I transplanted. The mint is dropping everywhere. So you know what that means? It's going to be a mint invasion. This one still looks pretty good. That one's fresh up. Okay, bees, I'm getting out of here. I'm going. I need to weed back here, but I don't like to weed when, you know, the bees are out here doing their thing. They got a job to do. And here I said I'm not going to weed, and I'm pulling weeds. Anyhow, it looks like I dodged a bullet with the transplants. So I'll be able to get that done. I did not intend on spending 10 minutes on my back gardens. So I'll probably split this video for Facebook and post the whole video to YouTube. I'm learning a little at a time. We need to fertilize our potatoes. Maybe I'll put some of that horse manure in here. You can see the watermelons have gone rogue. This is sweet potatoes. We got this bonus called Flower of the Hour. And I don't know, I'll have to ask my mom if I am able to harvest seeds out of that. I might be able to. I'd like to. Now, I don't remember where, but out of this mess, we're just gonna let the watermelon vines grow out here, because where else are they gonna go? I didn't prune these, and I should have. So it's gonna be a hunt to find everything. However, while we were looking through here, if I can find them. I don't know if you can see that. There's two of them there. I mean, it's easy for me to see. Well, not really easy. There's another one in here somewhere. Where'd you go? Either way, it's in there. I need to come back and thin the carrots. Because if they're too close together, they'll all grow together. And look at that, it's a mess. The corn has done good. I'm not used to that. Hopefully it stays good. I don't know what to do to protect it once the ears grow. These Rogue marigolds, they did good. I'm gonna try to do the same thing and let them dry and collect the seeds. I mean, look at this. If we had a grill, we would grill some corn. So here's our potatoes that need some water. It looks like another Rogue marigold. Weird. So those are Russet and Kennebec. Here's some more strawberries. These will be transplanted in the fall somewhere else. I may put the cold weathers here because they seem to bolt where they're at. But I transplanted this guy. Really didn't think it'd make it, but look there. Same with that one. There's one back there that's got some new growth on it. I'm hoping that guy will do okay. Yeah, we know you're okay right now. I need to come back and snip the stuff that's not doing so great. This is another transplant. So I didn't do too bad. I just need to get the diseased stuff off of there. I've never had my strawberries do that before. I don't know if this quail died or not. It was injured very badly in the head. Hey. Okay. Still alive. All right. Just checking. Okay, this is supposed to be a garden tour. Sorry. Sidetracked. Okay, back to the garden. We always have Rogue tomatoes grown in the garden, grown in the compost, you know, whatever. This one's a Rogue tomato, and it seems like they all seem to be cherry tomatoes. I don't know why. There's a dark star that he accidentally stepped on and didn't think it would live, but he planted it anyways. So here's Smellyfoot Tomato Forest that I need to come in here and tie up and prune so there's some airflow in here. These guys don't look so good. Probably need some water. We've got some buttercup squash that's growing. That'll make Dallas happy. Gotta prune some more in here too. And it looks like we've got some female flowers. So we'll end up with some fruit, produce, whatever. We do have some blossom end drought, so I'm gonna have to find out why. We also have butternut squash growing. These guys are a bit diseased, so I've got to train them to go upward, stay out of the walkway, and, you know, play nice with others. Okay, back to tomatoes. See, I've got the prune, they're out in the walkway, and they're getting a little squirrely on the inside. And we've got a pest, I don't know what it was, but it flew away. So we'll just spray again. These are in alphabetical order, but I can't tell you what they are right now because my mind is messed up from the tree falling. I can tell you that these are black Krim and black beauties. They are beautiful, aren't they? I'm gonna pick some of these tomatoes and make some fried green tomatoes. I'm trying to see, I think most of them are at the bottom right now. We do have some up there. Clusters and clusters and clusters. I know I don't have to show you every tomato, but the sad thing is I feel like every time we're proud of something, Mother Nature comes along and says, not yet. Dallas's system to use these T-posts and cattle panels worked out amazing. Absolutely amazing. Now we probably could have used a T-post in the center, but you know, improvements next year. I think it's great. Great idea. So we'll come over here. Got lots of frogs. Hopefully they stay in the garden. Where'd you go? I don't know if you saw it or not. Okay. There's some weird looking tomatoes. I gotta find out what those are. So I try to keep everything off of the bottom foot, so 12 to 18 inches for airflow. And then that's why I come back and prune in between to keep the airflow going through there. We got some big ones going. I planted some more cucumbers. I didn't want them to go to waste and they weren't selling, so probably not a great idea. We're gonna have cucumbers everywhere. So these are Super Saucer Roma tomatoes, and we're gonna keep on the pest control because we seem to have some really bad luck keeping Romas healthy. So I see salsa and pasta sauce in the works. I don't like to see stuff like that. So I'll watch for hornworm, armyworm, whatever you prefer to call them. Those are regular aromas. Seem to do very bad with the heirlooms. So we'll see. But I planted plenty of Super Saucers. Those are my favorite. So cucumbers, I've been pruning and pruning and pruning, and it seems to be paying off, but we do find some squash bugs in here, and then I just use my scissors and cut them in half if I can get to them before they move. So I'll be coming through here and pruning again to keep the airflow going and keep it to where when we spray, we're actually getting the back of the leaves, because that's really where you want to get it. The front of the leaves is great, but we want to get the back of the leaves. I did find out that with neem oil, it has to be a specific neem oil. If you get the wrong kind of neem oil, the cold pressed neem oil, it's not what you want, and it's not going to work. That's what we've been doing for 2 years. So we got what is considered the correct neem oil, and we just have to keep on it to get rid of everything, and then maintenance every week. Look at that. That's huge. I'm not going to pick it right now. I pick in the evenings. So I need to come through here again and prune. These are more squash plants that still need pruned. I gotta cut them back. But I don't want to cut those back. I want to give you a chance to live. Just not in my cucumbers. I try not to disturb the bees as much as possible, which is why I prefer to do the work in the garden in the evenings, because the mornings they're out here trying to pollinate. Dallas picked some really big zucchinis off of those. So the A-frames are working out really nice. The cantaloupe, it got super diseased. So I'm just trying to save it to get one, just one. Hopefully it'll at least ripen. We've got 2 on there. We got a rotten cucumber. So again, it's looking at your plants, it's troubleshooting, just trying to catch the problem before it gets too big. We've had a hell of a time with Japanese beetles this year, and we have not ever had that problem. This is, you know, it's our 3rd year doing this, and we've not had a Japanese beetle problem. But now for some reason we do. So any tips on Japanese beetles? Greatly appreciated. I don't know what the heck these flies are, but they're on everything. There's a different type of fly on the beans. I'll show you, and maybe you can help me out with that too. And again, I gotta come prune the bad stuff. Chances are that is where the bugs were when he sprayed the neem oil, and then the neem oil killed the bugs. So the replacements I put in seem to be doing okay. So it's kind of like unintentional succession planting. Looks like we've got another zucchini coming. I don't know. This guy ain't doing so hot. I mean, those cucumbers are looking a little sad. So we've got some more zucchini coming, but it looks like blossom end rot's gotten to this one. So I'm gonna have to troubleshoot the blossom end rot. If my mom sees this, I know she's on it. Thanks, Mom. Doesn't look like there's any fruit on this one, but at least it's flowering. I call everything fruit, but you can see it's diseased. The foliage is diseased, and I'll have to figure out the particular problem. Like this one, I figured out the problem, and now I've got at least 1 zucchini growing. There's another one back there. Not sure how healthy it is, but now it's flowering. So I just have to take the time to figure it out. And sometimes time is a precious thing that I don't have. Look, there's a happy surprise. My daughter Samantha loves watermelon, and so does my granddaughter Delilah. So hopefully we'll get some good watermelons, and I need to find a way to keep them away from the cucumbers. Any ideas? I'm up for ideas. I'm okay with criticisms and ideas. So my starts over here are doing okay. Looks like one of them is not. Luckily, I have a couple more. That was actually 2 of them. I planted side by side and they're not doing good. The Swiss chard is going to get overrun with watermelon. Don't really want to disturb too much of what's going on here. There's that guy I was talking about earlier. I have to make sure it stays away from the cattle panel because then it'll grow into the cattle panel. I've seen some videos where people grow them into things on purpose and make them into shapes. I'm not that person, but it's really cool. I think those are sugar babies, so they might be ready. Again, I tried to plant things in alphabetical order, and sometimes it gets lost in translation. I set them out. My handsome gardener, landscape architect, he can only do so much. He's terrific. I'm trying to keep watch in here just because I don't want anything to get stuck, but I gotta find a way to crawl under there and free those guys. Okay, that's enough of me digging around in the watermelon. So we've got at least 4. We have a couple munchers that we can pick. Okay, onward. I need to keep this cantaloupe pruned. It was bad. I mean, it was so bad. Now we're headed to my nemesis. For real, my nemesis. First, I'm gonna shut off the water to the peppers. I already did. How about that? My arch nemesis, the beans. I'm gonna start some new beans to replace the bad ones, like that. I came through and basically scalped some of them to try to make them healthy again. As you can see, evidence of the scalping. So I'm gonna water the beans, see if I can't bring them back to life a little. I have to rerun my hose so that I can get more of them. Like that one, I mean, there's nothing in there. So, obviously, see, there's another one. So I'll start some more beans and, you know, get everything fixed back up. And then we have beans well into, you know, October, sometimes November. All right, well, I don't want to pull anything down. Anywho, there they are. And I thought I had planted all bush beans, and apparently I planted pole beans. So here we are with pole beans on a 2-foot fence. Not an optimal situation. This is all the crap I pruned off that I have to pick up out of the grass. It is starting though, as you see. So we have beans for sale along with cucumbers and eventually tomatoes. I don't know about anything else yet. Last, the pumpkin patch. The pumpkin patch took the hardest hits with the hail, which is odd because it's under a tree. Hi, Chicken Man. Hi, Chicken Man. He's so handsome. I let some broccoli go to seed, even though I probably have, you know, a ton of broccoli seeds. My daisy gourds haven't done so good. I need to repot them and see if I can, or hell, I'm just gonna plant them. The marigolds, man, they're kicking. Some of the random flowers, you can see the damage to them. When we had the farm stand, the roadside stand set up out here. I was so excited. I wanted to keep it up and sell flowers. And then Mother Nature said, haha, I don't think so. So now I have no farm stand because the storm took my canopy. I'm really upset about it, and I don't want to spend more money on a third canopy. My heart hurts a little bit on that. As you can see, the hail peppered everything. I don't want to get in there too much because I want the bees to do their job. This is horse poop, by the way. See some butterflies up here doing their job too, so. I mean, the damage. I mean, I need to, this needs to be a priority to come up here and prune because this is gonna die. And not only do I want the pumpkin patch so that I can have pumpkins for the grandkids, but I like to use pumpkins that I grow for pumpkin rolls and pumpkin pie, which nobody bought last year anyways, but the ones I make, you know, I'm fine. I'm not salty at all. So I need to come in here and prune, spread out the horse poop, move the vines to where they're semi-organized. We do have some cantaloupe up here that I hope does better than the cantaloupe in the back. This one obviously needs some attention. I might just find where the vine starts and snap it off. I mean, it's not going to grow anything. It's obviously diseased. And sadly, the watermelon, I tried to fertilize them. They just, this is not their gig up here. When we bought some seeds from a popular catalog, we failed to look and see what zone they were best for. So chances are those just weren't the best for where we're at. However, we do have a couple of guys. So, I'm gonna take what God gives us and Mother Nature allows us to keep. I'll come through here later, and if I see anything substantial, I'll at least take some pictures. Hope you have enjoyed this long ass video. Hey, just kidding, I'm not done yet. Look, there's a pollinator. Oh, look, a package. How about that? I'll be separating these, and I wanted to sell the starts, the ones I separated. I'll explain that later. I'm super excited about that. I have ideas. So my lilac, it did great for, you know, being overwintered once. I mean, it was amazing. Most of these plants my mother gave me starts of, but she went out and bought that lilac for me. It meant a lot. So the peony, had one peony this year, I'm super happy about, and the other ones, I'm sure they'll do better next year. They were put in later. I needed to check the hydrangeas. I can't get in here too much because there's poison ivy in these beds. Look at that. How pretty. And what's really pretty, and maybe I'm weird, but the pine needles around it, I just find it beautiful. I don't know what all this other stuff is. I did have a hydrangea down there, but it didn't make it. Here's another one. I don't see anything on it yet, but I'm going to spray it with some neem oil. I don't know what all this other stuff is. Probably just weeds. I'm getting bombarded with pine needles. Okay. End of the road for sure this time. I gotta pick up my trays. Unfortunately, I had a hydrangea start back here that was taken out. I was very unhappy. I don't know. Think I should spray my hosta, put some Irish Spring soap around it. The critters and pests. I don't want to lose it. It's too pretty. And it came from my mother. And then I'm going to fix that up with either some rock or some mulch and some edging. Kind of an extension of this. Clean that up a little. So that's it. Hope you all have a great day. I'm going to split this up for Facebook and post the whole thing on YouTube. Have a great day.